Hello, hello. My girls, hello and welcome to another episode of Fit, Fine, and Flowing with Sasha Janae. Let me just introduce to y'all before we get started. This is our new cup for a little while. This is the pink. This is our pink, okay? She's new. She's not a Stanley, but she's 40 ounces. And then I just want to introduce to y'all, because I slobbered a little bit. I just want to introduce to y'all before I introduce her. I'm not a huge advocate of energy drinks. However, when I energy drink, I only drink the best. Okay? You will hear me talk a lot about energy drinks, but sometimes you just got to do it. Without further ado, the it girl of the energy drink world right now, Alani, and this new flavor lime slush. I was actually at 7-Eleven grabbing this before this episode, and this dude was like, "Oh, what you know about that?" I said, "This is the it girl of the energy drink world," and he kind of was like looking at me like I was crazy. It was actually funny. Had to be there. Anyways, let me crack this thing open so we can get started. How are y'all? I feel like it's been a minute. These weeks are kind of going really fast, but then also by the time I get here and sit down with y'all, I'm like, dang, it seems like so long since we filmed last. So I hope everybody's doing good. Cheers. I'm going to be drinking Alani and my water tonight, just so y'all know. Okay, balance. Wow. This is also my first time tasting this flavor. One thing I will say is I felt like a couple of the flavors were a little sweeter. This is really nice. I'm a fan of lime flavor, but this is gentle. It doesn't taste like Sprite, but it doesn't not taste like Sprite. It's got like a hint of cotton candy. Anyways, try it for yourself. Okay, lime slush Alani. I went to go order some of this for the gym, and they were out. So I think I'm a little bit behind times when it comes to her, but we're here. We've made it. Okay. So I'm really glad to be back with y'all. I feel like we did a lot of mindset on last week's episode. So this episode, I want to get a little bit into the mindset of fitness and our bodies and stuff like that. I'm not going to give you guys any marching orders per se, but I feel like we're all in this role of reset. So I just want to take this journey with you. Now, if you're new here, I just want to let you know this podcast is for women navigating fitness, self-growth, motherhood. It's been ghetto this last week, just so y'all know. But I survived. I'm here with y'all. And all the good stuff that we go through. So just bringing you along through my journey and hopefully encouraging you to let you know that whatever you're going through, you're not alone. I've experienced it, and here's some solutions and lessons that I've learned along the way. Okay, so welcome anybody new. Welcome back anybody that's been rocking with me. This will be episode 7, which is crazy. 7 is the number of completion, but we're not stopping anytime soon. So let's see here. So peaks and valleys. I thought about this on the way here because I just had a peak. I heard from my grandmother, she called me, and I thought that was so beautiful. So if I'm glowing, that's definitely why. Also, I had a lot of big feelings today. So I actually did a lot of crying today. So if I'm glowing, it's because I cried it all out and it's gone and I'm happy again. Okay. Let me see. My peak. Oh my God. I thought to myself, yes, this was the peak of the week. Okay. My best friend, Jean, and I want to say her whole name, but I'm not going to do that to her. Jeannie Dark Chocolate, okay, my girl, booked us a cruise. It's my first cruise. I know nobody's saying anything about my big age and the fact that this is my first cruise, but she booked us our first cruise. So May 28th, we dock. Do we board or do we dock? Board, right? Okay, we do that. We going on a boat. So we're going to go to the Bahamas, and I'm really, really excited. And it is a peak both because I get to spend some time with my girl on a cruise. It's her first cruise, my first cruise. And it's really it's going to be amazing. Also, this kicked me into high gear and made me commit to a serious decision, a serious commitment. And I'm not going to share that with you right now. So everybody, cliffhanger, you got to wait until next episode to know what this very, very serious commitment was. And if you are on my social media, you probably can guess what this commitment is, but you can ask me in the comments or whatever if that's something that you want to do or you want to know right now. Because if it was me, I'd be like, girl, what are you doing? Anyways, my valley of this week is probably, first of all, I want to say that when I talk down about something natural, I am always talking down on it with a little bit of gratitude, not a little bit, a lot of bit of gratitude, right? In the background, because I'm so happy that I have a normally functioning body. And there's some women that would love to have the same functionality that my healthy body has. But I would say my value is that it's cycle time again. And it happens every single month. Thank God. But damn. So that's that for y'all. So if we're synchronized, never mind. I was going to make a crude joke, like drop a little red heart in the comments, but whatever. If you want to, that would be funny and it would make me laugh. So into tonight's episode. I don't know. I feel kind of good tonight, y'all. I hope you guys feel good. Let's see. Alani Nu lime slush. Okay, we're gonna get a sponsorship. Y'all girls gonna work with me. Anyways, so also I got a little crowd going for the Mud Girl Run, the 5K. So keep hitting me up. Once I have like probably 10 girls, I'm probably going to do a group chat just so y'all know. But the 5K Mud Girl Run, getting a group of girls together just to have some fun together, support a good cause, and knock out a 5K relay. It's not a race. I think it's a race. 5K relay, whatever. We're going to have fun. And you're going to get to dress in pink. I will be wearing a tutu. Just so y'all know, my whole team will be in tutus. And that's probably the part that I'm most excited about. Okay. Tonight is going to be about soft discipline. So last week, we talked a little bit about, not a little bit, we talked a lot about mindset in different areas of our life. And I think I just want to kind of highlight like a discipline, which is very fitting for the decision that I just made for my life. Discipline is very, very important. And I know it sounds a little cliche because people say it so often, but discipline is always going to beat motivation. Motivation comes and it goes. It is very much like peaks and valleys. Sometimes you will be super motivated and you're ready to take over the world, live in that energy and ride that wave. But there's going to be other times where you're like, there's zero motivation. And when you hit a routine and you hit a space of discipline, what happens is when that motivation goes out the window, you decide maybe I'm going to lay in bed instead of knock out my workout. You're laying in bed and you're like, damn, what do I do with myself now? Because I'm so used to my routine. And it may very well bother you so much that it pushes you to go out and complete that routine step because you've gotten yourself under a certain discipline that motivation and the lack thereof is not going to shake. So we're in, I guess it's like culturally the thing to say our soft era. No, listen, discipline is important because when we're going through such a big reset, like I am, and I believe that you ladies are too, and reset in the sense of we probably didn't lose anything. We're not making this huge sacrifice. We're just ready to say enough is enough and ready to get ourselves in a space where we are chasing our happiness and we're chasing our success, physical, mind, spirit, all that good stuff. Okay. So our discipline era, it is perfectly fine to be in your discipline era. I say this a lot, but for the new people, I used to live a life of starting and stopping, starting and stopping. And at some point, you got to choose when you're ready to stop. You got to choose just not to stop. You got to choose to keep going. And that's where your results live. That's where your success lives. And I just encourage you because people are watching. So sometimes you stopping and starting gives them an excuse to stop and start. But then when you put your foot on the gas, okay, that inspires them to put their foot on their gas. And here you are, a bunch of live energies just really making forward movement. And I think that makes a world of difference, but not just in fitness, it makes a world of difference in your entire life. I just had a conversation with a member today that I spoke to and toured. And we just were able to connect on the fact that whenever you're in a space of fitness, it's not that fitness is life. It sounds cute, fit life, right? It's not that that is the end all be all and that's the only thing that my life is about. No, it's about the fact that fitness is an anchor. So it holds you steady when everything around you is constantly moving and constantly changing. So you can either get swept up with the wind and end up in Timbuktu, or you can stay right where you're supposed to be at because you have your anchor and you can set the tone for everything around you. And I think that that's really important to know and focus on. Fitness is big in my life because I work at a gym. I'm a manager. Fitness is big in my life because I am now in my fitness journey and I do the podcast, but fitness is not my life. It is the anchor that's allowing me to create a consistent routine for everything that I'm doing for all my goals. And it is, I feel like, a huge catalyst in me accomplishing those goals. Okay. So fitness feels a little bit different after 30. And I don't want to come off ageist to my new people, but there are differences in our bodies as we age as women. So for example, today when I was doing my second workout, my bridge walk, I'm walking on the bridge and I am huffing and puffing because not only am I walking on the bridge with my 12-pound weight vest, nobody judge me because I'm gonna grow, 12-pound weight vest, walking, the wind is like blowing in my face. All of a sudden there's a tsunami out of nowhere. And then these two young girls, and they got to be like probably 16, they lapped me. I didn't see them when I was walking over the bridge, but then all of a sudden they were behind me and then they were in front of me. And I was like, damn, this is crazy. I just remember having that type of energy and being that age. So because of hormones and changes and all this, that, and the third, our fitness in our 16s or in our teens does not look the same as it does in our 20s. And it damn sure does not look the same in our 30s. Now, can you be that healthy? Absolutely. If you did not remain consistently healthy throughout those years, it's going to take a little bit of work. And if you did, I applaud you. Please tell me your secret, right? But fitness is going to be different for everybody. Now, I feel like in our 30s, I can speak from this experience because I value sleep so much more, okay? Where I used to be able to run off of fumes. Let me think. If I eat like crap, my body feels like crap. And then I feel like I have to sleep. So our hormones do a bunch of different things, but we have to kind of learn about ourselves and learn these hormone fluctuations, which comes into learning our cycles. What cycle are you in? Because right now I'm menstrual. Like I said, had so many big feelings today. I knew what I do know about myself is that once I get that workout going, my juices are flowing. I feel so much better as a person. I feel like everybody around me is marked safe because I had my workout, and that's what balances me and gets my hormones in a space where, okay, now we found peace. I've regulated my nervous system. Everybody can survive. And that's something that's very important to learn about yourself because going into my menstrual cycle, I'm luteal. I'm gloomy. I want to stay in bed longer. Okay, let me recognize what's going on. I'm not sick. Nothing's wrong. Get up, get that routine done. That way I can give myself that grace and I can relax. Okay. So recovery also takes longer scientifically because our body is busy doing so many things. You might be sore a day or 2 or 3 extra, which is completely normal because our hormones are doing the freaking most. I feel like the 30s, our hormones are doing like the absolute most. Maybe in our 40s, it seems like they calm down, but like our 30s, it seems like everything is everywhere because either you're like super youthful or you're crossing over that bridge, which you're still youthful, ladies, but it is a big change. Let's see here. Stress affects weight more. We've already spoken about that. Cortisol starts to creep in and try and run our life and tries to run our pant size. And everybody say it with me, F cortisol. Okay. You want to regulate your nervous system. You want to figure out what calms you down. You want to figure out what brings you peace, and you want to kind of live in that space. That can not only just be like your physical fitness, but the environment around you. If your room and your house are a mess, it's going to make you feel overwhelmed. It's going to raise your cortisol. Get your house in order. If your partner or your children are all over the place, it's time to have a family meeting. What's going on with you? Let's figure it out together, because I'm not trying to be stressed out because you're stressed. Let's see here. Work environment, get yourself organized, make yourself your list. Anything that you need to do to bring that cortisol down. And most importantly, as I sit here and sip my energy drink, nutrition, okay? Cortisol can be out of whack because your nutrition is suffering. How are your macros? Are you hitting your protein goals? Okay. Are you eating way too much calories? Are you eating way too much carbs? Are you eating way too much sugars? Because sugars are not good for our body. Sugars feed candida, throw pH off. Sugars make you angry. Sugars give you big feelings. So when your cortisol feels off, or when you feel like you're always short-tempered or overwhelmed, let's kind of do some self-evaluation and figure out where is that coming from. And then you can react accordingly. All right. Now, also, I feel like in your 30s, I can speak from this experience because I'm 30. I remember being 18, 19, 20, 20, probably 18, 19, 20, when I could pretty much stay up 23 hours a day. Here was what we did. Mom, earmuff it, because this part is not for you to know. So me and my girls would go to work all day, and then we would go shopping for whatever outfit we were getting, Rue 21, R&B, all the good stuff, right? This is back in my day. So then we would go home, shower, and pregame while we got dressed, blast music, drink. And then it would be time to go out. So I grew up in New York, nothing closed until 4 there. So we would leave the house probably like, I don't remember what time or whatever. I don't remember anything, not much. So we would leave the house, go to a bar. Then we would go from the bar to the club. Then we would be in the club until 4. Then we'd go on the strip, hang out on the strip, get food, whatever. By now it's like maybe 5 or 6 a.m. And we would have work the next day, 8-hour shifts. And then we would go to work. If I can have that back, man, I would take over the world. Okay. I would use it for good. So that energy and that lack of sleep probably caught up with me, right? Because now I can't blink without being ready to take a nap. Sometimes, not most times anymore. So sleep is very important. I like to say get 8 hours. I think between 6 and 8 hours is a really sweet spot, because not everybody, just your personality, not everybody needs a solid 8 to 10 hours. But I think it's important for you to honor your body, figure out what makes you feel best. Are you best when you wake up in 6 hours, 7 hours, or 8 hours, and kind of stick in this consistency? Because if you're sleeping for 6 hours and you're sleeping for 10 hours and you're sleeping for 4 hours, you're confusing your body a little bit. You want to give your body that routine. That way your body knows, okay, I'm going to receive this rest. And then of course, there's going to be times when you're not going to get all the sleep. Like when me and my girl go on the cruise, who knows? We might nap all day. We might actually stay up all night. Who knows? But you have to make sure that your body can catch a flow. Once your body can catch a flow, everything's going to catch up with it, and everything's going to be less reactive. So you're going to feel better ultimately. Okay. And then as far as the schedules, I'm a mom. Your schedule, kids' schedule, work schedule. I got work, I got kids, I got workout, I got build the business. I got a lot. So it's very important that I stay on top of my schedule. I actually just got my iPad fixed. So I'm back in the iPad world, which is amazing. Feels so good. And I'd like to thank Apple for that. Okay. But with my iPad, I'm able to write down my checklist right then and there and just check it off. Okay, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Or who has cheerleading? Luckily this week, there's no cheer. There's no extracurricular after school activities. I have been able to go work out right after work, which feels amazing. And I wish it was always like that, but it's not. So when it's not, I have to navigate around their schedule and still get all my stuff done. Now, I think that being a mother of three, if all three of them were in sports, I would still make it happen just because I've had to overcome obstacles with my schedule and the kids' schedule. Also, it takes a village. So my mom steps in every time she can to help me with the kids, balance, juggle, do whatever she needs to do. And then also my kids, 16, 10, 6, self-sufficient kids. I am so grateful that they're not super babyfied and dependent on nothing or nobody. You feed them pizza, you give them a device, and you set them and you forget them. Thank you. Thank God. Okay. So I think that discipline means that you take the control and you stop allowing things to happen to you and you start making things happen. And I think that's really important because a lot of times, whatever comes our way, we're like, oh, this happened to me and that happened to me. And this is the reason why I can't. No, no, no. It's not happening to you. It's inevitably going to happen. But what are you going to do about it? Where's the solution-based thinking? Okay. Soft discipline, which I don't want to keep saying soft discipline. I'm going to say just discipline, period. Okay. So discipline is consistency. It's creating realistic habits and setting realistic goals. And I think that discipline is a form of self-love and self-respect. Why do I say that? Because a chaotic life is just that, chaotic. How are you going to accomplish any of your goals in chaos? Now, when you're setting discipline, this is discipline, and with discipline comes boundaries. Okay, you're not overeating, which is respecting yourself because you have goals and because you have discipline. Today, for example, which I guess I can name this as another peak. It was one of my girls' birthday. Amy, happy birthday, babe. I love you so much. You made such a huge impact in my life, and you guys will be hearing from her because she's a bodybuilder. She's our personal training director. So one day you guys are hearing from her. Anyways, today was Amy's birthday, and one of our mutual friends brought in this amazing, luscious red velvet cake. It looked so good. I purposefully plugged my nose and I didn't even smell it because right now that's not what I'm on right now. I'm not on velvet cake. Okay. So it was time to serve the cake. And one of my friends was like, come on, girl, have a piece of cake with me. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that right now. But I didn't say it like shamey. I just was like, oh no, I'm good. And she was like, oh my God, why are you being so healthy? And she like walked away eating her piece. Then we went and hung out because it was my lunchtime while she ate her cake. And I still did not eat the cake, which I'm so happy for because cake is my weakness. Red velvet is my weakness. And oh my God. So anyways, if I would have ate that cake, it would have been disrespecting myself because I have a particular goal structure that I'm on right now and a discipline that I'm on right now. And I do not want to violate that. So if I would have ate the cake, it would have tasted good, but it would have been disrespect to myself and my goals. So discipline is self-respect and it is self-love. Now, I'm not denying myself one of life's little pleasures because I'm sure when I'm out of this particular path that I'm on, I will eat the cake. But for right now, these are the boundaries that I've set for myself. And guess what? I'm not going to violate that. I think that showing up even when life is messy is a part of discipline. Now, let me tell you about my day, ladies. I cried 4 times today. Probably 6. I ugly cried today. I cried in Publix. I cried when I was driving to walk to the bridge. I cried at the bottom of my stairs today. I had it out with my son. I cried just because. Today was a very big feelings, emotional day for me. Today felt a little bit messy and I didn't feel very much control in certain areas of my life today. But guess what? I could have laid in bed and cried and wasted a bunch of time and had a puffy face and looked crazy. I cried on the way to workout number 1. I cried on the way to workout number 2. I didn't call off of work. I cried on the way to work. You feel me? So basically what I'm saying is like, life gets messy, but life also has to carry on. So there's going to be times where you have to take a space and you have to let your hair down and you have to release all these big feelings. But then you got to put on your big girl panties and you got to seize the day. Because at this point and at this big age, I feel like seizing the day for me means so much more because, like I said, I had it out with my son. I could have let that kind of ruin my day and just stay in bed the rest of the day. However, this that I'm building here is bigger than fussing with my babies, right? Because I'm not only doing this for me, I'm doing this for you ladies, but I'm also doing this for my baby. And he's going to be stubborn and we're going to have power struggles. But at the end of the day, it's okay, because when he gets older, he's going to understand, like, dang, mom is so strong, because even when we were going through it, she still stuck to her guns and she still went and built the kingdom for us. And that's really what this is about. So I think that it's really important to stay disciplined and stay down and respect yourself and respect those boundaries. And life has to go on. My emotions used to have so much control over me. And I think that had a lot to do with my starting and stopping when it came to fitness, because I don't feel like working out. Ugh. But you know what I did today? Today I did back. I skipped core. So I did honor myself in that. I was like, I'm going to do 4 exercises, 3 sets of 12. I still got to do my cardio, and core is my least favorite. So I said, you know what? I'm kicking that off the to-do list. But I gave it all I had when I did my back. Okay, lat pull downs. I did wide, and I do not like doing wide. I slowed it down so I can feel the muscle contraction in my lats. I did my my seated rows, another workout. Exercise I do not like. It's awkward to me, but I did my best to make sure I was on point with my muscle to mind connection. I gave it my all is basically my point. Okay. I gave it my all. I pushed my weight. I pushed my limit in that moment. And then when it was time to go walk the bridge, guess what? I could have walked without my weight vest. No, I put my weight vest on. I put my little sweatband on, which I still am not 100% sure if that makes a difference or not. I just know I'd be sweating and it looks good. And I met 2 girls and I was like, hey girls, follow me on my Instagram. It was really nice. They were like, we see you. Oh my God, you're going to be so tea, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff the girls say, do. But shout out to them, because I told them, I was like, hey, I appreciate it. I do a fitness podcast. And they were like, wow, you really inspired us. So it was really nice. And I feel like if you're in alignment, first of all, that routine is going to keep you in alignment. But when you're in alignment, you'll be set up to meet people. And it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm looking to meet people for my gain. No, there's people that need to see you in the space that you're in. There's people that need to see you and know that it's possible to do whatever you're doing. And you have no idea. It may not be for you. They may not approach you. But when you're in alignment, these things are supposed to happen, and they happen naturally. So stay in the space that you're supposed to be in. Now, we've already talked about extreme diets, and extreme diets they're going to shock your body into a space that it doesn't want to be in. And then you're going to shock your body by giving it everything that you used to give it once you hit your goal. So I don't believe an extreme diet is a good solution. I believe that counting your macros. So there's going to be some stuff that's not too bad. Like when it comes to dieting, I won't call anything out right now, but they're not terrible, right? What I ultimately think when it comes to a diet, you dial out your macros. Okay. Your macros are what your meals are made of: protein, carbs, sugars. No, protein, carbs, fats, and protein, carbs, fat. Let's say protein, carbs, fat, right? Because I forget the other one. But you dial out your macros, okay? And you stick to your macros. So whatever your protein goal is, make sure you're hitting that every single day. Make sure that and calories. Make sure you're staying under your calorie goal. If you want to lose body fat, you're in a calorie deficit. If you want to bulk, you're probably having more protein, which means you're going to have more calories, but they're going to be good calories, not bad calories. So there's a process to everything. And once you dial out that process, you don't have to worry about extreme dieting, because your body is going to do what it needs to do when you're feeding it the right amount of protein, the right amount of fat, the right amount of carbs and calories. Okay. I think that also, if you feel like you haven't worked out all week, so now you got to do the grueling full body and just kill yourself, that's not going to do you no justice either, because then you're going to be sore for a week and you're not going to work out another week. And why can I talk about that, ladies? Why can I talk about that? Because I've done it before. you just kill yourself. Oh, I haven't worked out in forever. Let me just do like the squattiest squats ever. And no, I can't walk the next 5 days. You think I'm going to work out? Absolutely not. So take it easy on yourself. If you fall out of line and routine with your workouts, go back to your splits. You feel like you want to work out your whole body, but today is back day. Guess what? Do back day, do cardio. You're good. Okay. I think that also what's helping me along further is having a structured workout split. So my workout split, let me go to it real quick for y'all. My workout split is, today was definitely back. I can definitely tell you that. Here we go. Okay, so Monday is glutes and hamstrings. Okay, Tuesdays, apparently Tuesday doesn't exist in my world. Oh, Tuesday is core. Oh, back and core. And then Wednesday is glutes and quads. Thursday is active recovery. So Thursday is a day that I choose to take a class. I take box and burn because it is a really good core workout and I hate core. So box and burn, right? And then Friday is shoulders and arms. And yes, you should be separating and hitting all these muscle groups. I suggest different days because you can always do a full body, but the different days just gives you more focus and concentration. And ladies, the reason why we're not only doing glutes is because if you work on your arms and you work on your back, you're going to start giving your body the hourglass shape. So genetics is going to play a part. Please do not be confused by that. Genetics is going to play a part. You will, if your family, your mama, your daddy does not naturally have a big booty, then very, very likely you can lift all the weights and do all the glutes you want to. You're going to have like a nice butt, but you're not going to have a big booty like mine. Genetically, my people got big booties. Okay. You meet my mom, you'll understand. And I got it honest on both sides. So I'm always going to have a big booty. It's just up to me to make sure that it's shaped right and that it's cake and not pie. Right. So Fridays is shoulders and arms. And then Saturdays is another glutes. And then Sundays is another kind of a low resistance class day. So for me at my gym, we have Pilates and body balance. So I take those two classes back to back, and then I go outside and make the kids walk the trail with me. So when it comes to certain activities, now that the weather is nice, I'm in Florida, I make the kids come with me. It does slow me down a little bit, but I have learned to process the fact that they're kids and we have a certain system where I can go ahead a little bit and then they meet me there. As long as we can see each other with our eyes, we're in good standing. So I'm blessed to have that. If you don't have that, if the weather's not quite nice yet, give yourself grace, but try and see if there's an activity that you can include them on, because if they see you having a fitness lifestyle, then it's very likely that that's how they're going to want to model their lives after. And if you're healthy, they're going to be healthy and you want that. Okay. It's really important that my kids like health and stuff like that. My son is an avid basketball player. We're working on learning about taking care of his body as he's an athlete like that. Gabrielle wants to do everything that I do. So we're in there, we're locked in. Mercy, she's not very much like a outdoorsy, athletic-y girl, but if you hype her up the right way, she'll go. Honestly, I just promise her snacks. That's my girl. That's a shout out to Mercy. I will always say this and I will always remind you. So for my girls that are here and my girls that are new, I just want to let you guys know I'm always going to push strength training. Weights will not make you big like a man because you just don't have enough testosterone for that. And if you do, you can get tested and you can kind of figure out how to balance that. But I promise you, you are not genetically predisposed to be built like a man. So if you lift heavy weights, your body is going to do recomposition and you are going to remain looking feminine. It depends on how toned and how much you want your muscles out, but still lift the heavy weights, because if you're trying to lose weight, lifting heavy weights versus cardio is going to give you body and it's going to give you fitness and strength. Okay. And that's what we're shooting for, because we don't want to be skinny. We want to look good. And we don't only want to look good, we want to look damn good. Okay. So Fitness for busy moms. I want to give a shout out to my girl, Pookie, one of my oldest friends. Not you, Siri. Siri in our business. So I want to give a shout out to my girl because she is single mama. She's got a baby under 1. Then she has a 7-year-old and a 13-year-old. And she's also taking care of her dad. And I think that it's really awesome seeing her make less excuses and more strides towards consistency in her fitness life. And that's important to me because we both have kids and we want to be strong, healthy mamas for them. So I've seen her make the sacrifice of going to work all day and then having a long drive to get home and then still making it to the gym. Does she have to do that 5 times a week or 7 days a week? No. She doesn't even have to do it 3 times a week. 2 times a week to start is something. I don't want y'all to think that if you're not in the gym 5 times a week, you might as well not go. No, start 1 day for a month, then figure out how to navigate 2 days for a month, and then 3 days. It's about a buildup because it's a lifestyle and a journey. It's not just, okay, for this moment, because as soon as you get into a space where you hit your body goals, now you got to go into maintenance. So guess what? You still have to keep working on it. And I think that's very important. And I think that for some reason in our minds, we kind of just think like, okay, once I hit my goals, I don't got to do this no more. No. It is a lifestyle. Okay. So your workouts for moms and busy women, they don't have to be 2 hours. I'll be 100% honest with you today. I went in that gym and I think my workout was 28 minutes. I was on one cable machine, a true machine, and I literally went lats, tricep pull downs, rows, and then single arm pull downs. Lats, tricep pull down, rows. Like I just literally stayed on that machine. Nobody interrupted me. Actually, somebody did, and I barked at them, which probably wasn't good. So, oops. But yeah, and I got my workout done in 28 minutes. Then I was able to hit workout number 2, go do my cardio on the bridge. That took a little bit longer, but I was also speed walking, so it took me only about 30 minutes, okay? That was a complete workout. I did what I needed to do. I felt the burn. I connected with my muscles. So y'all don't have to be stuck in these gyms for 2 hours. Now, sometimes I like to lollygag and I'm going to be in the gym for 2.5, 3 hours because I'm dancing, I'm socializing, I'm feeling good about myself altogether. I'm trying new things. I'm filming content. If you're in the gym for 2 hours, that's fine as long as you worked it out in your schedule. All I'm saying is that it's not this huge unattainable thing. Keep it simple. Figure out what exercises you want to do and go knock them out. Okay. Now, I gave you guys my current routine. So if you have any questions about, well, Sasha, where do you think I should start? I'm not a personal trainer. I'm a health coach. I am working on my personal training certification. So we're almost there. If you want some points and tips, I am more than happy to help you out with that because I feel like at this point, I'm definitely knowledgeable enough to help you ladies start for sure because I've started. Okay. Now, I think that one thing that we don't talk about often is I had a conversation with somebody before, and this was even before the podcast started. And I was just like really on my fitness journey and stuff like that. And I was encouraging this person to like, come on, you could do it. Like all you got to do is 1 to 2 days a week, right? And this person's reply was, listen, I don't hate my body, so I don't have to work out as much as you do. That kind of shook me a little bit because I'm like, damn, I don't work out because I hate my body. I work out because I love my body. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really important. We're working out not because we want to just change and transform everything that we are. If you do, that's fine. But you have to understand, if you're losing 10 pounds, if you're losing 200 pounds, you're still going to be the same heart and the same mind. So if you hate yourself at 200 pounds, when that 200 pounds comes off, at 400 pounds, when that 200 pounds comes off, you don't want to be that same person that hated themselves at 400 pounds. So it is very important that you lock into getting some mindset and start to love on yourself. Listen, I've got a way to go. I am not exactly where I want to be physically. We're working towards it. We're looking good. Okay. But I'm not where I want to be at. Do I hate myself? Absolutely not. Do I look in the mirror and say, ugh, my big juicy arms, or oh my God, I can't believe my waist got so big. Like, no, because guess what? I'm working on it. And because when I get to my exact goals and when I'm in maintenance, there's always going to be something I'm going to want to fix. There's always going to be something I'm going to want to do different and do more of. Okay, my waist isn't small enough now. Okay, my arms aren't toned enough now. That's where you want to kind of say, hey, listen, embrace yourself and who you are, because this is just skin and bones. Like, this is your body, but your mind and heart really determine that person that is going to present to everybody. So I don't know if you guys seen the movie Shallow Hal. Dates myself 100%, but Shallow Hal was a guy who he could only see that person for their inner beauty. So they could have been like this big, huge slob, right? But because they had such a good heart, he's seeing them as like their perfect form. And you want to get Shallow Hal about yourself to get yourself there, because I promise you, I see it every single day because I work at a gym. When people do not deal with their mindset, they can't get right. They lose all the weight and they're so analytical of themselves. They hate themselves, and it reflects in how their self-talk and the way that they treat themselves. And if you don't love yourself and you go through these huge transformations, eventually you're going to end up going back to the person that you were, because you've never changed. So it's not just a physical change. It is a mindset change, a spiritual change. It's an inside job first. Okay. Because beauty really, like, it sounds so cliche, but beauty is on the inside. That's where it is first. And I think that we put our bodies in this position. Like, my body is this size because my age and my hormones are different. My body is this size because I love a double quarter pounder with cheese. My body is this size because, I don't always eat at an appropriate time where I'm still able to move my body and kind of get it moving. No, sometimes I eat right before bed, knowing that I'm about to go to sleep. So we put our bodies in this position. Now let's say, hey, listen, I don't hate you. Let's just do things differently. And this is me talking to me. And I hope that you give yourself that grace and that love, because it's going to get you a lot further sooner than that physical will. Okay. I think that if your goal is to lean out, don't be mad that you're fluffy. It just is what it is. Okay. If you are building curves because you feel like I don't got no butt, I don't got no hips, da 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 da, listen, it's okay, because God made you that way. There's a way to make those curves look like they're there and they've been there forever. Okay. And also, it's about building strength. I think I'm okay being this size. Say, for example, I just went into maintenance at this size, even though I have different goals. I'm okay with that, because I've shown myself that the same 5K I ran several months ago is not the same 5K I ran a couple weeks ago. I have become stronger. I have become faster. I feel better on the inside. So if I was to just go into maintenance right now, which means just maintaining exactly where I'm at right now, I'm totally happy with that, because I've become stronger. So also let strength be your goal too, because we want to be able to, in my case, no, I'm not even going to mention grandbabies. My friends' grandbabies, I could pick them up. I could run races with them. My 6-year-old, I could beat her in a race. She's never going to beat me if I stay on this path. You know what I'm saying? And then my 16-year-old, I cannot beat him in a race, but at some point I'm going to be able to. So make sure that you're having the right focus. Don't have a closed-minded focus on your fitness. Think outside the box. There's so many other things that fall into place when you're chasing your fitness and physical fitness goals. Okay. Now, if you feel like you've been struggling to stay consistent, I just want to go ahead and encourage you not to punish yourself, but to push yourself back in line. Okay. The decision that I made that I will share with you guys next week is a decision that is not a punishment decision. It's a decision that there's like always another level. And I want to see what I can bring out in myself. But also, I want to let you guys know and thank you so much for all my listeners, all my watchers, all my girls, right? Thank you so much, because one thing about it is it's like, oh, I'm doing a fitness podcast. That's not just for you guys. That's for me as well. If you go back to episode 1, you will see physically a difference between me episode 1 and episode 7. And that's literally because I have my girls that are holding me accountable. Because guess what? When I show you I can do it, you can do it. And I love that so much when a girl reaches out to me and says, oh my God, I started walking. Oh my God, I started going to the gym. What do I need to do to sign up for this 5K? That's a huge deal to me. And I want to let you guys know, I am so happy to hold you accountable, only because it's just me giving you what you guys are giving me. Okay. I think that you're going to the gym, it can be 1 to 2 times a week to start. Okay. I think that it's important to make sure that you're drinking your water. There's so much discussion about water and electrolytes and blah, 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 blah. I stick to what I know. Okay. Water has done my body good. I will sprinkle in an electrolyte drink here and there, but you got to be careful because of the sugars. There's also Celtic salt, which you need to look up, because I can't say to you exactly what you do with it. I know you put a sprinkle into your water because it gives you that electrolyte and sodium and minerals that you need, but go look it up for yourself. Celtic, Celtic salt. And there's a particular kind, and I don't think you should get it from TJ Maxx. I think you should get it from a health food store. That's going to help with electrolytes, but drinking that water is very important. Staying hydrated is important. And again, mommy, ear muffet ma, it's important to stay hydrated, because all these vitamins and gummies and pineapples and all this mess on TikTok and on Instagram, none of that's going to get your coochie wetter than drinking water and being hydrated, 100%. So if that's something that you're thinking about, I know when we get up into our upper 30s, perimenopause, women are saying that things dry out. Honey, if you want help with that and assistance with that, hydrate, okay? Keep that coochie nice and wet. Eating more protein, very important for that muscle. You're looking for those curves. You're looking for the hourglass body. I always say BBL elegations. That's what I really want, because there was a point a couple of years ago, honestly, like 7 years ago, that girls would really come up to me and be like, oh my God, did you get your body done? It looks so great. It looks so natural. And I'd be like, oh, it is natural. And then here we are. We're getting there though. We're getting back there. I just think that the small habits that you have are going to compound. So you might start out working out in the gym 1 time a week. That can grow to 2 to 3 times a week, 3 to 4 times a week. Don't ever feel the pressure to have to go 5 to 7 times a week. That's only if you have a particular challenge or you're training for something. Okay. And I think that it's just important overall to link up and connect with somebody that inspires you. Not somebody that makes you feel jealous and makes you feel like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. No, no, no. Inspires you, makes you feel comfortable, calms your nervous system about all the stuff that's being said about fitness and lifestyle. Listen, find one voice that you connect with that calms your nervous system and go with that. And if it's my voice, well, praise God. If it's not, find you somebody, okay? And then we stick together. Anything that you need to know that I can help you with, okay? Anything that you feel like, oh, well, Sash, you can do this a little bit better. I am open to both that critique, positive criticism or constructive criticism, right? And also to help you, and also to give you that extra push and to hold you accountable, because you're holding me accountable. And I think that it's important to know that your body isn't working against you, especially my girls in their 30s and 40s. Listen, this isn't an attack on you. It's not happening at you. It's happening because it's natural. This is a natural cycle of life. So all you have to do is become educated and move forward with solution-based ideas. So ladies, that was about fitness. That was about fitness mindset. They go hand in hand. You're just not going to have a strong, fit life and lifestyle and journey without mindset being besties with your fitness. And I'm here for that. I'm here for the journey. It's not easy. There's peaks and valleys, I promise you. I can have a perfect workout week where I hit all my exercises and my splits and I hit my core workouts and still feel like, damn girl, but it's fleeting, you know? I don't hate myself. And I know that there's a means to an end when it comes to it. So I thank you ladies for coming and spending another episode with me. Cheers to Alani. Honestly, seriously, if you need an energy drink days, go try this because this is actually really good. And I'll see y'all next week.